Good day everyone, I'm Teacher Justin, and for today let's talk about geometric sequence. So finding the indicated term of the following geometric sequence. So hanapin natin yung ating nth term ng ating geometric sequence. So paano malalaman na isang geometric sequence yung given na pattern sa atin? So para malaman na geometric sequence yung binigay na pattern, dapat meron tayong tinatawag na common ratio or common multiplier. So what do we multiply to our first term to get to the next term, and then same thing na i-multiply natin sa second term para makuha kay third term. So yun yung geometric sequence. So kung sa arithmetic sequence nag-add tayo, sa geometric sequence to get to the next term nagmo-multiply tayo ng common value. Okay. So let's have this example. Let's find the 10th term of this geometric sequence. So ang geometric sequence natin is 2, 6, 18, 54, and so on and so forth. So para makuha natin yung 10th term ng ating geometric sequence, so we're going to use the formula a sub n is equal to a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1. So yung a sub 1 natin, that is the first term. Our r is the common ratio, and yung n natin is the number of term. Okay, so let's identify our given. So based on our sequence, our first term is 2. Our number of term is 10. So dito natin siya makikita. So pang ilan yung hinahanap nating term? So pang 10. So n is equal to 10. Tapos yung ating common ratio. So to get the common ratio, the formula is the second term divided by the first term. So 6 divided by 2, our common ratio is 3. Ayan. Nakuha na natin yung ating given. First term, number of term, and the common ratio. Let's substitute them to our formula. So we're looking for the 10th term. It is equal to the first term, which is 2, times the common ratio, which is 3, raised to 10 minus 1. Okay, so unahin natin yung exponent na 10 minus 1. So that will give us a sub 10 is equal to 2 times 3 raised to 9. So simplify natin yung 3 raised to 9. So we will have a sub 10 is equal to 2 times 3 raised to 9. So 3 times 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 3. That will give us 19,683. Now let's multiply it by 2. That will give us 39,366. So that will be our 10th term. And that's it. Ta-da! Alright. Okay. Let's find our 8th term of this geometric sequence. 6, negative 24, 96, and so on and so forth. So our first step in finding the nth term of our geometric sequence is for us to identify our given. So our first term is 6. Our number of terms, so the number of terms, so we're looking for the 8th term of our sequence, so it will be 8. Our common ratio, so to get the common ratio, we will divide our second term, negative 24, by 6. So negative 24 divided by 6, that will give us negative 4. So our common ratio is negative 4. Now, ang formula na gagamitin natin is a sub n is equal to a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1. Now, let's substitute our given. Okay, so we're looking for a sub 8. It is equal to the first term, which is 6 times negative 4 raised to 8 minus 1. Now, let's simplify 8 minus 1. That will give us negative 4 raised to 7. So negative 4 raised to 7, 8, a sub 8 is equal to 6 times negative 16,384. Now let's multiply 6 and negative 16,384. That will give us the 8th term, which is negative 98,304. And that's it. Ta-da! Alright. Let's find the 6th term of this geometric sequence. We have 800, 600, 450, and so on and so forth. So, to solve for the 6th term of our geometric sequence, our first step is to identify our given. So, ang given natin, we have to identify the first term. So, ang first term natin is 800. Our number of terms, so ang hinahanap natin is the sixth term of our geometric sequence. So, it will be 6. Dito natin siya makikita. And our common ratio. Ang common ratio natin will be the second term, 600, divided by the first term. So, 600 divided by 800. So, we can write it in a fraction and we can simplify it. So, they're both divisible by 200. That will give us 3 over 4. So, our common ratio is 3 over 4. To solve for the sixth term of our geometric sequence, gagamit tayo ng formula na a sub n is equal to a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1. Substitute natin yung given natin. A sub 6 is equal to the first term, which is 800 times r, which is 3 over 4, raised to 6 minus 1. So simplify natin yung ating exponent. We will have 800 times 3 over 4 raised to 5. Evaluate 3 over 4 raised to 5. That will give us 800 times 243 over 1024. Now, let's multiply 800 and 343 over 1024. That will give us the sixth term of our geometric sequence, which is equal to 6,075 over 32. And that's it. Ta-da! Alright, let's find the fifth term of this geometric sequence. So, meron tayong 1,080, 1,620, 2,430, and so on and so forth. So, ang first step natin is we're going to identify our given. So, based on our sequence, meron tayong first term, which is 1,080, and then, yung hinahanap natin is located at the fifth term of our sequence. So, ito yung n natin. So, yung n natin is 5. Tapos, yung ating common ratio for our geometric sequence is we need to divide our second term by our first term. So, 1,620 divided by 1,080. We can represent this as a fraction, which is 1,620 over 1,080. So, let's simplify this fraction. This will give us 3 over 2. Now, in order for us to solve for the nth term of our geometric sequence, ang formula na gagamitin natin will be a sub n is equal to a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1. So, substitute natin yung ating given dito sa formula. That will give us the fifth term is equal to the first term, 1,080 times r, which is 3 over 2, raised to n, which is 5, minus 1. So, let's simplify this. Start tayo by simplifying the exponent. So, we have 1,080 times 3 over 2 raised to the power of 4. Now, so let's simplify 3 over 2 raised to 4. That will give us 1,080 times 81 over 16. Now, let's multiply 1,080 by the fraction 81 over 16. That will give us our fifth term, which is 10,935 over 2. And that's it. That will be our fifth term of this geometric sequence. Ta-da! Alright. Okay, let's have this item. Let's solve for the seventh term of this geometric sequence. 32 over 27, 8 over 9, 2 over 3, and so on and so forth. So, we're asked to find the seventh term of this geometric sequence. So, if we're asked to find the value of our nth term of our geometric sequence, we're going to use the formula a sub n is equal to a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1. So, let's identify the value of our first term, common ratio, and the number of terms. So, ang ating first term is 32 over 27. Tapos, yung n natin, ang hinahanap natin is the seventh term. So, our n is equal to 7. Now, our common ratio, to get the common ratio, we will divide our second term by the first term. So, it will be 8 over 9 divided by 32 over 27. Now, let's divide this fraction by getting the reciprocal of our divisor. So, copy the dividend and then change the operation to multiplication, and then we get the reciprocal of 32 over 27, which is 27 over 32. Now, let's multiply it using numerator by numerator, denominator by denominator. That will give us a product of 3 over 4 when we simplify it. So, this will be our common ratio. Now that we have the value of a sub 1, n, and r, we will now substitute that to our formula. So, a sub 7 is equal to 32 over 27 times 3 over 4 raised to 7 minus 1. Now, simplify natin yung ating exponent, 7 minus 1. That will give us 6. Now, let's simplify our exponent, 3 over 4 raised to 6. 32 over 27 times 729 over 4,096. So, let's multiply them. That will give us the 7th term, which is equal to 27 over 128. So, that's it. Ta-da! Alright. And that is it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have comments, questions, recommendations, suggestions for my next video, please leave them in our comment section below. Share this video and subscribe. And for more videos like this, you can go to my channel, Teacher Justin. And that is it for today. Again, I'm Teacher Justin. Goodbye, God bless, and stay safe. See you on my next video. Peace.